Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is circulatory system. Let's start. The first question: which of the following events takes place during diastole in human heart? Option A: blood enters the aorta. Option B: blood enters the lung. Option C: blood leaves the ventricle. Option D: blood enters the ventricle. The correct option is option D: blood enters the ventricle. During ventricular diastole, oxygenated blood enters from the left atrium to the left ventricle, and the deoxygenated blood enters from the right atrium to the right ventricle. During atrial diastole, deoxygenated blood enters the right atrium through superior and inferior vena cava, and oxygenated blood enters the left atrium. Which of the following has four-chambered heart? Option A: peacock. Option B: seahorse. Option C: frog. Option D: fish. The correct option is option A: peacock. Fishes, two-chambered heart. Frogs, three-chambered heart. Mammals, four-chambered heart. Cockroach, one heart, but the heart may have as many as 13 chambers. People with which of the following blood groups are considered as universal recipient? Option A: B positive. Option B: AB positive. Option C: A positive. Option D: O positive. The correct option is option B: AB positive. AB positive are universal plasma and platelet donors. A positive blood contains type A antigens with the presence of a protein called Rh factor. O positive, the universal donor, can donate red blood cells to anybody. The small blood vessels under our skin are called option A: nerve. Option B: cells. Option C: veins. Option D: capillaries. The correct option is option D: capillaries. Capillaries, tiny vessels that transport blood, nutrients, and oxygen to cell. It completes the circulatory system by connecting arteries and veins. Nerves, bundle of fibers that receives and sends message between the body and the brain. Vein, blood vessels that carries deoxygenated blood toward the heart except pulmonary vein. Which component of the blood transports food, CO2, and nitrogenous waste? Option A: WBC. Option B: blood platelets. Option C: RBC. Option D: plasma. The correct option is option D: plasma. Plasma transfers dissolved substances such as nutrients and electrolytes, etc. It also carries blood components throughout the body. Which of the following vessels carries blood away from the heart to various organs of the body except the lungs? Option A: pulmonary artery. Option B: aorta. Option C: pulmonary vein. Option D: vena cava. The correct option is option B: aorta. Aorta, the largest artery of the body, carries blood from the heart to the circulatory system. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle of the heart to the lung for oxygenation. Pulmonary vein, blood vessels that carries oxygen-rich blood from lungs to the left atrium of the heart. Vena cava, the superior and inferior vena cava are major responsible for returning deoxygenated blood in the heart. Human being, which of the following has a high affinity of oxygen? Option A: hemoglobin. Option B: carbon dioxide. Option C: white blood cells. Option C: melanin. The correct option is option C: white blood cells. Hemoglobin is an iron-rich protein found in red blood cells. It has less affinity for carbon dioxide as compared to oxygen because carbon dioxide is a larger molecule than oxygen. Melanin is a natural skin pigment. Which of the following instruments is used to measure blood pressure? Option A: hemoglobin meter. Option B, spectrophotometer. Option C, sigmonanometer. Option B, eurometer. The correct option is option C, sigmomanometer. Spectrophotometer, analytical instrument used for the objective calculation of visible light, UV light, infrared light emission or reflection. Hemoglobin meter, a device used to measure the level of hemoglobin in a person's blood. Urinometer, a simple piece of equipment for determining urine specific gravity. What is the normal systolic and diastolic pressure in human? Option A, 130 mm of Hg per 80 mm of Hg. Option B, 120 mm of Hg per 90 mm of Hg. Option C, 130 mm of Hg per 90 mm of Hg. Option D, 120 mm Hg per 80 mm of Hg. The correct option is option D, 120 mm Hg per 80 mm of Hg. When the heart beats, it contracts and pushes blood through the arteries to the body. This force creates pressure on the arteries. This is called systolic blood pressure. A diastolic blood pressure indicates the pressure in the arteries when the heart rests between beats. Which of the following is similar to the plasma of blood but it colorless and contains less protein? Option A, WBC. Option B, lymph. Option C, RBC. Option D, platelets. The correct option is option B, lymph. Lymph is a fluid made up of white blood cells that attack harmful bacteria in the blood. The protein in hemoglobin is option A, albumin. Option B, heme. Option C, globin. Option D, globulin. The correct option is option C, globin. Globin are a superfamily of heme-containing globular protein involved in binding and transporting oxygen. Albumin is the most abundant circulating protein found in plasma. Heme protein are strongly colored protein, usually reddish-brown. On which organ of the human body is angioplasty performed? Option A, heart. Option B, lungs. Option C, stomach. Option D, kidney. The correct option is option A, heart. Angioplasty is a procedure performed on the human heart to open a blocked blood vessels and improve blood flow to the heart muscle. Which of the following carries blood from the heart to different part of the body? Option A, tissue. Option B, vein. Option C, lymph. Option D, arteries. The correct option is option D, arteries. Arteries carry oxygenated blood, tissue, a group of cells that have a similar structure and that functions together as a unit. Lymph, a colorless fluid containing white blood cells which bathes the tissues and drains through the lymphatic system into the bloodstream. Veins carry deoxygenated blood. Dash is a liquid part of the blood of which 92% is water and remaining 8% is protein, minerals, enzymes and so on. Option A, WBC. Option B, plasma. Option C, blood platelet. Option D, RBC. The correct option is option B, plasma. Plasma is a liquid portion of blood. About 55% of our blood is plasma and the remaining 45% are red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets that are suspended in the plasma. In human heart, the pulmonary vein is connected to the dash. Option A, right ventricle. Option B, right atrium. Option C, left atrium. Option D, left ventricle. The correct option is option C, left atrium. Right ventricle pumps blood into the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary vein brings oxygenated blood from the lung to the heart. Pulmonary artery takes oxygenated blood. Left ventricle pumps blood into the aorta. Right atrium receives blood from different part of the body. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.